What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another NQ Robbie trade recap video. Let's get right into it. All right, so on the higher time frame, coming into the day, we were very bullish on the daily. We were delivering from a monthly fair value gap down below, and the 4 hour as well as the 1 hour were extremely bullish. So I knew, or I felt, that longs were going to be very good today. So as you can see, I marked out all of my key levels. We had a 4 hour low, an hourly fair value gap, a 30-minute fair value gap, and a 15-minute fair value gap. Now those 30-minute and that 15-minute were in the process of being formed, but at market open they did hold. We also had this 15-minute BPR, which if you don't know, a BPR is a balanced price range, which oftentimes is an area where price wants to strongly reject or run through, which was going to end up being my break-even point today. So that was huge that I spotted that pre-market. Then we had these relative equal highs at the 1 hour, and we had an hourly rejection block. So let's get right into this trade recap. As I said, coming into the morning, I was extremely bullish. So what I wanted to see was I wanted to see this 30-minute or this hourly get mitigated and then allow us to get these longs. And I wanted to just see what kind of reaction we would get out of this 15-minute. But I did have a feeling that this hourly was too far away. It was about 200 points away from where we were at market open. So I wasn't too worried about that, but I definitely wanted to see this 30-minute get hit. But as you'll see in a minute, we did not get that tap on the 30-minute, but I'll explain why, even though we didn't get that tap on the 30-minute, I still got these longs out of the 15-minute. So right here, it's 9:29. At market open, we kept edging this 15-minute. We were going really close to it. We never got it. We were putting in bullish SMTs on the 1 minute. But eventually, after a lot of chop at market open, we eventually came in and we mitigated that 15-minute fair value gap. And because we had such a strong close outside of that bullish gap, as well as this 1 minute closing outside of it, I was very confident in longs playing out and that we weren't going to come down to this 30-minute right here. We also, I don't have the 30-minute time frame on replay. On TradingView, I didn't pay for it, but I had it on Tradovate. And we did get a 30-second inversion here, and a ton of traders like PB, Dodgy, and a bunch of other guys did catch, this little scalp, basically a scalp trade right here. They called it a little 1-to-1. But personally, I wanted a bigger day. I'm about $3,000, or I was about $3,000 away from being eligible for my next payout because I kind of screwed my consistency rule a while back. But a lot of traders did end up taking this long right here, and it absolutely beautifully played out. But like I said, I wanted more. I wanted to target all the way up to this hourly rejection block, which is this line right here. So as you can see, we got a break of structure to the upside, which is just a body closure above the most recent high in a trend. So we got the break of structure to the upside. And that was my second part of confirmation that I wanted longs. I wanted to wait for one more thing, either a CISD or a break of structure, and we got that break of structure. Then I set my profit target all the way up at this 1 hour rejection block. Set my limit order, and if you guys have watched the previous videos, I have been maxing out my risk on these trades. So it's my full daily loss limit, which is $1,250. So I set my buy order right there, risking $1,160 just because of the conflicts between contracts. So I can't risk exactly, $1,250. So I didn't make $3,500. I made about $3,055. So we'll just put the TP there just for a more realistic profit. But yeah, I hopped in the trade right here. Let me like that. So we got in right here. We had quite the large stop loss. It was about a 50-point stop loss, but we were still in for 11 contracts. And I was going to go break even at this 15-minute BPR. And what you'll see here is that we chopped for 5 minutes straight, consolidation. I was super stressed out this whole time. We chopped for a while, but eventually 9:42 came and we got a huge breakout to the upside. And at this point, we tapped in that 15-minute BPR. We got a clean 1-minute close above it. So I set my stops to break even. And I just wanted to let this trade run. I was super, I was considering going for, like a 1-to-1, but I really wanted to, get towards that payout because I have been greedy and I've gone break even 2 of the last 4 days. And the other day was a no trade day. So this was my first profit trade this week, and it's a Thursday. So I really, I kind of let my balls hang a little bit. And as you can see, this trade beautifully played out. I know a lot of people, this is where I got out, but you absolutely could have targeted more because price just continued to run. Also, if you took this 1-minute inversion, you are a pattern trader, but that's a different story. So yeah, we absolutely smashed TP. This was my real TP. This was my, actual target, but I think I might have put my stops at this, the wick of this candle and not the body, which thinking about it now, I definitely did, but absolutely smashed TP. This was the real trade, but just for numbers wise, this is what I caught. $3,055.14 on the day. Absolute banger. Super clean other than for those first, 5 or so minutes. But then afterwards, we just ran to TP in 5-6 minutes. So super clean, super happy with how this played out. We are literally $50 from breaking that consistency rule and getting below 50%. So hopefully I'll come back tomorrow, catch a super small, 1-to-1 trade, risking 1 micro contract, and, we'll be payout eligible. But otherwise, hope you guys had a great trading day. Hope you guys made a ton of money or, didn't lose a ton of money. So remember, stay blessed, stay dangerous, stay trading.